welcome to another fantastic episode of the Fake Football Guy Show. My name is Giancarlo Campos, and alongside me is my co-host, Dustin DL Lingerman. DL, we got a crazy awesome episode today. I can't wait. It's going to be amazing. We're going to go over our rookies and do the Rookie Spectacular Show.
I thought it was a showcase.
Oh, the Rookie Showcase Show.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fantastic show. We can't wait. So tune in. Stay tuned. Welcome back, guys. We cannot wait. It's officially season 2 of the Fake Football Guys Show.
We made it.
We made it. I can't believe we made it. I didn't think we were going to make it.
Wait, hold on. Can they hear us out there?
Can they? Hello? Testing?
If you've been watching us, our first episode, we didn't have sound for 30 minutes. But this time, it's, oh, look at the new graphics. We got new graphics, JC.
New graphics,
New
baby. New graphics. Same faces, new places, baby. Let's go. I cannot wait.
That's what I'm talking about.
Season 2. DL, it's going to be an awesome season. It's our first episode. I cannot wait for all the different things that we're going to bring to the table. So keep following us, guys. Remember, as always, always, smash that notification button so that you know when we go live. But as always, as a reminder, DL, where can people follow us?
You can follow us on Twitter at TweetFFG.
And if they have any, questions, they can send it over. What hashtag should they be using?
Ask us, FFG.
Awesome. We love answering those questions. We got a nice little follow. I think, what'd you get us? Like another 100 followers over the last season?
Like 300.
Ooh, I love it. It's going to be amazing. Now, DL, some people out there, like my Uncle Jill, or my Aunt Jill, I'm sorry, is terrible at technology, so she sends emails.
Yeah.
Kind of like your uncles.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where can they send that email?
Ask us, ffg@gmail.com.
And if they have any voicemail questions, DL, what's that fantastic phone number where people love to leave me voicemails?
Yeah, JC's personal phone number is 708-655-4508. Please call it anytime.
Yeah.
2, 3 in the morning.
Yep.
Well, actually, you don't wake up until 10. So you could call it
9.
like 7 a.m.
9.
And you probably still get him.
And I got to be at work at 9.
Yeah,
So.
and he's got to be here. Anyways,
Yeah.
call that number. Once again, 708-655-4508.
As always, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And DL,
Smash!
that notification button. We're on YouTube, IG, Facebook,
TikTok.
Spotify, Stitcher.
Apple Podcast.
We're everywhere. We can't wait.
Yeah.
But before we get started, we got to go ahead and introduce the one and only, the Wombats. Let's go, baby. So our first member of the Wombats, our production assistant, the one and only Double D, David Dykstra. What's up, Double D?
What's going on, boys?
Oh, way to bring the energy. I love it. Great. Fantastic. We waited a whole 6
Not
months
a problem.
in hibernation for that.
I apologize. I've only been up since 1:30 this morning.
Oh, damn.
Well, you knew our show was coming. Could have practiced in the mirror, but it's okay, dude.
I'm sorry. I got a job that actually pays me consistently that I go to in the morning.
Welcome. Shots fired.
Welcome.
Shots
to adulthood.
Fired. Well, anyway, our executive producer of the show, the emperor of everything, the one and only Andrew Valentine. What's up, Andrew?
What's going on, gentlemen? What's happening?
Spanglish.
I love it.
I'm doing Spanglish.
Spanglish.
I won't be your monkey. I'm not dancing for you.
Dance, monkey.
No, not gonna happen.
There
I'm
we
not
go.
a monkey. I'm a wombat.
That's the energy I needed.
Yeah.
That's the energy I was
Yeah.
hoping for.
Way to bring it back up. Wombat Caves. All right, I like it.
I love it. I love it.
like it a lot.
Do wombats sleep in caves? How's that work?
No, they burrow.
They burrow.
Un
Burrow
burrow.
underground.
Are wombats like that creature that has like the big snout?
Yeah.
Like little furry
Yeah,
dudes on the
little-
ground? Yeah, and the
little
ears?
ears,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's kind of like, it's a wombat. It's not like a bat, but it's like a land bat. It's a wombat.
A great explanation. Make sure to tune into Dustin's show on Nat Geographic.
Yeah.
So,
Did
but
you-
anyway, as always, guys, we have a jam-packed show. The kickoff to our second season. DL, we have exciting news.
We do. But first, let's cut over to the NFL news.
Ooh.
Baker Mayfield got traded to, drumroll please, the Carolina Panthers.
Finally.
Yeah.
Dude, they've
right?
been rumored to have made this trade, or they were going to make this
Should've.
trade forever.
Should have.
But what does this say about the Panthers and Sam Darnold?
I don't know, because he sucks. So I think it was a right trade, and they still have Cam, right? Or is he gone? Did
I think
get
he's
that right?
gone. I think he's a free agent.
He's gone.
He's
Yeah.
an FA.
Yeah. We do have a resident Panthers fan here, so
And not only that, here's a big kick in the pants:
Yep.
is that guess who's going week 1 against the Browns?
Who?
The Panthers.
Oh,
So
interesting.
that's going to be a good game.
Wow. So it's going to be Panthers versus Cleveland, week 1
Yeah.
of the NFL
Yeah.
season. So Baker
Yeah.
gets his payback.
Yeah.
Honestly, Baker's been screwed out.
Revenge game.
Yeah, but he's been so screwed over this entire whole fiasco with Deshaun Watson and the way they've handled that and the contract they give Deshaun and all the allegations, which he's settled out of court for a few of them, but 20 of them.
You
It's
think
just-
he's going to take the field this year?
Ooh, no, I do
Yeah,
not
me either.
believe so. I don't believe he'll play the
I don't
entire year.
think so.
And honestly, if you think about it, from a fantasy perspective, when he comes back the following year, how good is he really going to be?
Yeah. What, he'll be 2
2+
years?
years?
Yeah, 2 years removed? No way. Mm-mm. Yeah. But I'm probably going to pick him up.
Yeah,
I'm
probably.
not gonna
But
lie.
but like knowing the way that the Browns work, they'll probably be, it'll probably blow up in their face. As
it already
always.
has.
Yeah.
The Browns are doing Browns things. They're going to start Jacoby
Brissett.
Brissett.
Dude, what a crazy trade though. What did they give up? I think they gave up a conditional 5th round pick.
They did.
I'm pretty sure that's all it was.
But Watson got all of his money.
All of it.
All of it. All
Every
$200
penny.
million. I
Pretty
know
sure
it's
this
more,
year he's
but-
getting like $1 or something ridiculous
Yeah,
for this year, and it's all backloaded.
Yeah, basically.
It's interesting.
But it's just, what sucks is that Baker played hurt the whole year last year.
Yeah.
The whole year.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the Browns are like, well, we're going to get rid of you.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Anyways, I'm
So-
happy for him. I'm glad he's going
Yeah.
there. I think he actually will do well. I think it's a good fit.
Let's get right into it though. From a fantasy perspective, how
Okay.
does the Baker Mayfield trade affect, Panthers players? Guys like Christian McCaffrey, guys like DJ Moore. What do you think? Do you think they go up a little bit now that Sam Darnold isn't the quarterback, or they stay about relatively the same? What do you think?
I'm going to say the same because I really don't feel like Baker Mayfield has that deep ball.
He doesn't. So Robbie Anderson does not improve at all
No.
whatsoever. He stays the same.
I mean, maybe a little bit more consistent, maybe, but I mean, Baker Mayfield had a lot of picks as well too. So
Yeah.
there really isn't quite that. Oh my God, it's not like Watson where you're just like, okay, this is about to go
Yeah,
down,
correct.
but-
Correct. I think the difference is negligible. Honestly, I don't think that anyone really improves that much. If nothing else, that Baker can be consistent and accurate. That's
Yeah.
about what you're getting out of Baker. And I don't know, man. Maybe he plays with his freaking pants on fire and balls out. I hope so.
I think he is.
I
think
would love
he wants to
nothing
stick it
more,
to him.
dude. I would
Mhm.
love nothing more.
I don't think he's a horrible. Yes, Wombat. 1, 2.
Yeah.
Wombat.
You can just call me Wombat. It's
Yep.
okay. I'll guarantee you one wide receiver that's not going to see many passes. That'd be Robbie Anderson, who already talks smack about Baker Mayfield before this year went down.
Oh, I forgot about that. Good
I
callback.
did too. I did too.
Oh wow, that's a good
That's
callback.
right.
That's gonna be
Interesting.
really
Do
interesting.
you think he's just gonna see the ball? It's like, yeah, I'm not catching that. Just the nah.
I'll throw out a name out there, post hype sleeper, Terrence Marshall Jr.,
Ooh.
who was supposed to come onto the scene last
sleeper.
year as a rookie. Didn't really get any looks, but I could see him definitely supplanting Robbie Anderson and becoming the new number 2 there in Carolina.
I hope so.
Baker does share the ball around. He doesn't really lock on too often, so
That's
that's
very
the
true.
thing with him. Whereas Darnold was kind of locking on to DJ Moore. So
Which is weird.
yeah,
because
because with Odell, yeah. Yeah.
Anyways.
We'll see what happens. But anyway,
Anyways.
back to the news. We got exciting news, DL. What you got for us?
We do. Okay, so welcome to season 2, episode 1. I don't know if you caught it, but we have some new graphics. We're gonna keep playing around with the intro, or we may keep it depending. But I'm really excited about a fresh new look. JC's no longer wearing his glasses. He got fake contacts.
I got fake contacts. I got laser eye surgery. I never
You
needed
did?
the
You
glasses.
got LASIK?
I never needed them.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
All right, and also, I wanted to formally invite
Ooh.
Wombats to join the Average Joe's Fantasy Football League
Hey,
as the commissioner.
it's a big invite. It's a big league, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, first off, you're the commissioner, or you're asking one of us to be the commissioner?
I'm the commissioner.
Yeah, he is. He's a good
Okay.
commissioner.
I am. Fair,
Okay.
just.
Just as long as you don't mind being smacked later on in the year.
Okay, I'll take that bet on. Dated.
No, Andrew?
I mean, I'm in for a challenge.
I love it.
I'm in.
I
You know
love
what?
that mindset.
One of these belts. This is mine. JC still hasn't gotten his, but that's not my fault.
Yep.
But you two could have a belt.
Wait. So I have to buy my own belt?
No.
no,
That's
no,
already
no.
a league belt.
That's what it was sounding like. I was like, hold
No,
on
no.
a second.
We need
No, there's a league
No.
belt.
We
I'm the
need
champion, by the way.
clarification.
Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
of last year.
Yeah, I'm last year's champion.
year's
I
champ.
get the belt by game 1 of the NFL season, or so. That's the way it's
Yeah, I
handled.
don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. By draft day. Can we do it by draft day?
You're a jerk.
Yeah, Rudd, you're watching
You're a
this.
jerk,
You're
dude.
watching this. Come on, man.
You're watching this. You lazy,
I'm one of your biggest
cheater.
supporters, Rudd. Come on, man. Hook a brother up with his belt.
hateful.
Jesus.
So
But anyway, did you guys accept? Are you guys in the
yeah,
league?
did you accept?
I'm in.
Alright,
Okay,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Woo!
Now we're 2 spots away from filling the league up.
Hold on.
Oh.
Do you want to formally invite them to ours?
You can do that.
Hey!
Welcome
look
to the
at
X-Bombs
that.
You're in
League,
a
man.
league.
You're in a
You're in a
league.
league.
Well, that
All
puts me
right,
at 11
cool.
leagues now.
That puts me at 5.
Yeah.
So just so everybody knows, so if you do a show and you see everybody yelling at each other like angrily, you know it was probably a rough week for everybody.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Or we turn up the trash talk even more
I
and
love
make it that much more interesting to watch.
I love it.
And we're going to be doing a draft show too. We may be doing a live draft show. We're still
Yeah, we're working on. Yeah, we're working on the kinks there.
But it'll be cool. You're going to see us how we set up a draft in different spots,
Mhm.
what our actual theories are behind it,
Yep.
and all of that to help you, yes, you out there in YouTube land, have and listening to the podcast because we're on Spotify and Apple. Don't forget how to win your draft.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of how to win your draft, one of
Sure.
the many ways to do it is with rookies.
Oh.
DL, let's go ahead and get started. Enough of season 2, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
DL,
That's
there
not
were
why
a
you're here.
ton of awesome rookies that were drafted, and it's
There was.
always exciting to see some fresh blood in the league.
It is.
Let's be real. They got a bunch of new guys with fresh legs, and sometimes the impact could be tremendous. It could be the difference between winning a championship
Mm-hmm.
and finishing in like second to last place.
Yeah, no, honestly, like if you hit on a rookie, that sometimes, I mean, I hit on Odell Beckham his sophomore year,
Ooh.
and I was made fun of. They're like, oh, he sucks, and I won the league. So you too could hit on some of these rookies. We're gonna go over the rookies, what we think, avoid, add, what rounds we think you may want to target them in,
Mhm.
and let's start it off. We're gonna start off with the Dallas Cowboys.
So we go to the NFC East, the Dallas Cowboys. DL,
Mhm.
let us know.
I'm going to start off with the wide receiver, Jalen Tolbert.
Okay. What about Jalen Tolbert?
Okay, well, basically, there's 2 like really wide receivers on there, right? We know it's Lamb and Gallup because Amari Cooper got traded,
Yep.
right? The reason why I'm a little bit high on him is because Gallup is recovering from his ACL tear, right? So Tolbert could be his, wide receiver 3, but I think he might be a 2 this year because of, Gallup resting and not really playing at all this season. However, I wouldn't pick him in like the first 10 rounds.
Okay.
This would be kind of like towards the end. If you're kind of hurting at wide receiver or you're not hurting, you need like a flyer or empty spots on your bench, he might be someone to add, especially when it gets up to those bye weeks.
Okay, cool.
Okay. The next would be Jake Ferguson, the tight end from Wisconsin. Now, before you kill me,
Okay,
JC,
I know I want to.
I know you were
No,
going to jump
I
down my
want
throat about Schultz, and
Yep.
and he is, I will say this, he is one of the top 5 tight ends in fantasy. I said it. Hell did freeze over, and I said it, okay? So I got over it. I'm good. But, so, once again, I would say he's more like a backup kind of thing. Like, right? Like, if
Jake
you
Ferguson.
not Schultz, yes. Thank you for clarifying that. Yeah, I wouldn't really draft him or really target him. Maybe you could get him after draft. Honestly, like, yeah, just an interesting name. Kind of throw him there, see what happens. But yeah, I see him more as a backup. I don't really see him like starting. Yeah, I wouldn't expect him to immediately have any playing time, but hey, he's a backup. So, moving on down, or I guess I would be moving on up to the New York Giants. We got Wan'Dale Robinson. Yes.
Actually, it's
Thank
Waddell.
you. Thank you.
Can we get a clap
Yeah,
drop
we
somewhere in
need a
there?
clap
'Cause
drop.
Anytime you're going to say a name where I'm
That was close.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm excited. It's kind of surprising that the Giants actually went with a wide receiver, thinking about their actual core, right? Because I think they were pretty stout at wide receiver. However, the durability wasn't there, right? So with Robinson, he kind of reminds me of a Tree Cohen, right?
Yeah.
He's short. He's one of the lightest players in the NFL, but he's also the most dramatic playmaker. So he's consistently showing up, able to create something out of nothing. You know, when he was playing in Kentucky and Nebraska, he picked up 55.6% of his career receiving yards after the catch.
He's a jitterbug.
He is. So I like it. It's kind of like almost like a scat back, but he's not a back, right? So that would be someone, once again, maybe a wide receiver 3, maybe like a flex option that I would definitely
Keep him
target.
on your radar.
Yeah, definitely keep him on.
Okay.
Once again, these are all rookies. We're kind of high, kind of low on them, but hey, what do you know? Our next tight end that I thought was kind of interesting is Daniel Bellinger. Hey, really, Wombats? Okay. So Bellinger's ability to play slot or contribute in the passing game is really big, because if we think about the Giants, they really didn't have that last year at all. Like, tight end was nothing. So giving Daniel Jones something else to target in the underneath portion is going to be huge, right? I think it's going to open up some more availability to the wide receivers if he can get like some of those underneath routes. So I would definitely add him as one of my tight ends, but I would say he's probably mid, so like 12 through 19, something like that, if that's the thing. So last but not least for those New York Giants is Rashawn Corbin. Basically, he's just a handcuff to Saquon. Basically, the Giants really drafted him because he can actually block for the quarterback, which, if you've noticed, Saquon cannot. So I really don't think he's going to be anything more than, you know, a prevent option, you know, right? If Jimmy Dimes is going deep. But it would be a nice handcuff if you're really going to roll the dice on Saquon.
Real quick, I do want to share, like, tight ends are really hard to draft.
Yep.
Rookie tight ends, honestly,
Wasteland.
unless they were taken in the first round or early in the second round, I would avoid all the
Mm-hmm.
I feel like tight ends take about 3 or 4 years before they make any kind of impact. It's only the ones that are get drafted in the first round that are like super uber talented and are really more receivers than actual tight ends, or just bigger bodies. So yeah, honestly, for the most part, I would stay away from tight ends. But here and there, sometimes they do make an impact.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, it depends on where you're going to draft it, right? And it depends on your position itself, because honestly, Travis Kelce, unless you're going to ball out and do your first pick, I don't really feel like he's going to be that much of a contributor. I really don't. You know, Bellinger, I just, for whatever reason, I think he's going to get, especially in PPR formats, might be somebody that you want to grab, you know, as maybe your second option if you've already got one of those top 5.
Gotcha.
Cool. So we covered that. We're going to move on down to the Philadelphia Eagles. Grant.
Calcaterra.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I was hoping. I'm really not too excited about him. I would actually kind of avoid him. I put him on this list because, you know, doing research, this was one guy that they did actually mention that would be decent. But let's not forget that Dallas Goedert.
Yep.
Yes. Is really they're one of their top 5 tight ends in fantasy. So he's really just basically going to be one of the guys that is doing a lot more blocking than actually getting anything done. So
Cool.
Yeah, cool.
Real quick, I just want to say Calcaterra was teammates with Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I saw
shortly.
that
So
too.
that might have been one of those Hurts kind of moves, like, hey, I like this guy, maybe, you know, get him in.
maybe
So
we can hook him up.
definitely a name for later on, like in the future, but again, probably not.
Maybe
Yeah.
something to watch, but
Yeah.
if we're thinking about, I wouldn't even bother drafting him because I'm guaranteed he's going to make it through the draft.
Yeah.
And you can probably pick him up week 1, week 2.
Yeah, a lot of these names will be names that will probably be on the waiver wire,
Mhm.
names that you probably won't draft. So just keep an eye out for them. Just kind of remember some of these names. But there are a few, more than a few actually,
Yeah,
that
we'll get to
are
those.
going to be championship kind of names. DL.
Okay, so moving on to the Commanders, we got Jalen Dotson and Sam Howell.
Jahan Dotson.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yep.
He's a wide receiver, and we got Sam Howell, right?
Okay.
Once again, I don't really see Sam having any value.
No.
I really don't, unless Wentz gets hurt. And Jahad Dotson, I once again don't really see him doing too much. They got Scary Terry back.
Yep, they just re-signed him, which is big.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
It's absolutely huge.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to be, you know, wide receiver 1. I mean, maybe in your deeper leagues,
Yeah.
maybe.
Where? Okay. I've had enough.
What?
Where in the blue hell do you think they're going to get a number 2?
Yeah, it's Jahan.
It's Jahan.
Yeah. He's definitely the number 2. What I would say about Jahan is he has a chance to reach, 800 yards this season and a few touchdowns. Really, really talented wide receiver. It would not surprise me if,
But is he a Jamar Chase? Is that what you're saying, Dave?
Not
Do you think he's
necessarily.
gonna
I
be-
don't think he's a Jamar Chase.
So
I
who would he be like?
honestly, I
Yeah.
would compare him to an Allen Robinson.
yes.
Or a Chris Godwin, former Penn State guys.
Oh, I can't wait to play you in fantasy. I want to kick your ass. Yeah. Okay,
No,
great.
I'm just saying. If you want a comparison, those are the two guys. He high points better than Chris Godwin. Probably a little faster
He's
than
fast.
Allen Robinson.
Yeah.
But
he's
we're
fast.
talking about Wentz, right?
This is true. That's
We're
always the
talking about
caveat.
his quarterback
But see,
Wentz.
he's your guy that'll be your over the middle receiver where Carson doesn't have to go over the top like he has to with Scary Terry.
Listen, Wentz was like top 5 in deep ball accuracy last year. I think he was 3rd or 4th in the entire NFL in deep ball accuracy. So the guy's talented. He just can't stay on the field, and he's reckless.
And he's-
Honestly,
yeah,
he just
hero
plays
ball.
absolutely recklessly.
So I really don't see. I mean, go for it. You can add him to your bench, but I don't think he's automatically a wide receiver 2 that's going to really get you some value.
Oh,
in
I
fantasy.
don't necessarily think, but I don't discount him either because I think
I'm
he's
not
going
discounting
to,
him.
I
I'm
think
just
he's
saying-
going to be more than what people think he is just because of that offense.
I mean, we're talking about him, so I'm not discounting him. I just don't think like he's one of those people that like, hey, I'm gonna go after him in the late rounds. Like once again, this would be a waiver wire move, or you've already rostered your positions and you have a spot on your bench. Like, okay, cool, roll the dice.
And I do agree with you real quick. I do agree with you when it comes to Sam Howell, but I had him rated coming out of college the number 2 quarterback in that draft. So if he does get a shot, he could do some damage.
He wouldn't really hold any value outside of like Superflex leagues
Yeah.
late into the season.
Mhm.
I don't think he really holds any value early on, so you can disregard drafting him just at the onset of the season. Real quick on Jahan Dotson, what I would say is this, and it's very important when you talk about position players like receivers and tight ends, that you talk about the quarterback and that you get a quarterback that'll actually throw the ball enough to make that difference. So when Wentz was playing for the Colts, I feel like the Colts coaching staff really made a conscious decision to stop throwing the ball as often and instead altered the offense to run the ball more because of some of Wentz's limitations, to be quite honest with you. They just took the ball out of his hands.
Good
I could
point.
totally see the Commanders doing something similar later on in the season. And honestly, I could just see Terry McLaurin being like the one and only guy, and then it just being an Antonio Gibson-led offense primarily, which at that point would really nullify Jahan Dotson's fantasy potential, and it really kill it. But if we get a different version of Wentz, if we get that MVP potential, that we've seen in the past, then Jahan Dotson is a guy who could definitely have some flex play appeal the whole season. So it really depends on what we see in training camp, what we're hearing. You're always going to hear these guys are in the best shape of their lives, blah, 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 blah. But, it's going to depend on what Carson Wentz looks like.
Yeah, my biggest thing is like if you look at even Justin Fields, right? Like we went through it last year, right? Allen Robinson was a wide receiver 1, hands down. You saw the production, and then all of a sudden
He was like a wide receiver 5.
yeah, like I don't even know. I didn't know if he was injured. Didn't even know if he was still on the Bears.
They kind of
but
phased him out, to be
they-
honest.
Hard phase.
He
Which-
phased himself out.
I think he's uber talented. I think he'll finish as a top 20 receiver in fantasy. Anyone want to make a bet that he finishes top 20 in fantasy
This year?
this year?
Oh, guarantee it.
All right. Want to do a Subway bet?
I'll do
Subway.
Yeah, I'll do
Oh, Subway. I never got my Subway.
Oh,
Mm. Mm.
I'm a little nervous with the Wombats.
Mm. I don't remember. Did we?
I'm pretty sure we did.
No, I'm
No.
pretty
Yeah,
sure
we
you
evened
still
out on
owed
a
him.
bet.
I think we
definitely
evened out,
did.
but I think you still owe him a.
No, we evened out on a bet.
You ain't
Roll
got
back the
$5.
tape. Roll
You
back
roll the
tape.
tape,
That's our
roll the
inserts.
tape.
Roll back
Roll
the
the tape back.
Yeah.
Let's see it,
back.
folks.
All right, but Subway bet. He finished top 20.
Yeah.
Can we write this down somewhere? We got to have like a show like bet like
Show
ledger.
bets?
Wombats,
Yeah,
write
absolutely.
this down.
Thank
and
you.
then that could be a whole new segment.
But you're
Like our
saying
bets.
he'll be
Okay, cool.
he'll be top 20
Top 20. Yeah. Wide receiver. Yep.
in fantasy?
Correct.
I'll go top 10.
I think
he'll
I
be
would
top
say
20.
top 15. I won't go top 10.
Top 20. Top 20 is saying a lot for a guy that finished like outside the top 50.
Hey, I'm not saying
a lot.
no.
He's going to get targeted a lot in LA.
I know he is.
A
You know.
lot.
You know it. You know. Cooper Kupp's going to have bracket coverage the entire game. And who's going to be the beneficiary? Allen Robinson.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to him just going,
Eating.
hey,
He's
Chicago,
gonna
how's
eat.
it going?
Yeah, so am I. Good for him. I'll
All right,
never hate on
we're
a
gonna
player.
head down to the NFC South with those Atlanta Falcons that no one likes except
Oh,
for Dave.
dear God in heaven.
So, Dave, tell us about Desmond Ridder. I have my thoughts, but I feel
Trash. Pure trash. Don't ever believe in Desmond Ritter, ever.
Oh, we
Cincinnati
gotta fight with
quarterback
Well, the
trash.
Wombats are fighting in their
Wow,
in their little
they should
cubby
be up
hole.
here. We should be back there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Dave's a little pissy right now for I don't know what reason it is with Desmond Ritter.
There was Malik Willis right there.
He
That says a
doesn't seem
lot.
to understand the fact that this is a pretty accurate quarterback for college football that can translate pretty well to the NFL if given the right tools.
Pretty accurate too if I played in the Conference USA.
May I finish?
Wow.
Good points
Thank
though.
Yeah, very good points.
He's got two giant targets in Drake London and Kyle Pitts. You can see
He's
him
right.
throwing the ball easily over the middle. A nice little outside to the numbers for Drake London to take him up the field. And look, if you got Cordell Patterson in the backfield, you're going to be able to use him out of the backfield too. So
Good point.
it's not that he's going to have super strong numbers, but he can be the guy that takes over for Mariota and possibly starts building some stats up for himself. So maybe not this year, but in the near future, there could be something. Will you give him a chance, David? Give him a chance. I'm sorry you don't have Michael Vick. I know Matt Ryan left. You just have to be able to accept the fact that you may
Rebuild.
not get a quarterback till next year's draft.
Correct.
Very true. That was actually one of my points, is that Atlanta could be in position to take one of the top quarterbacks in next year's draft.
They'll screw that up
Love it.
too.
But not only that, like if we think about it, if we break it down even more, like what value does Marcus Mariota really have? When was the last time we've actually seen him do his thing?
Yeah, he's supposed to be an accurate quarterback, but he's got a weak arm. I haven't seen a strong arm
I
out of
haven't
him.
seen
He's mobile.
I saw his legs.
Yeah, he's
I
mobile.
didn't see his arms. Though.
He's a placeholder.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
But once again, how mobile is he going to be 10 years after he was mobile?
True.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
100%.
Hey.
He's on. Let's call it what it is. He's a stopgap quarterback for now.
He's
Yeah.
a transition. Absolutely.
Yeah. And he's not good enough to make a difference, and he's bad enough that you guys will have a top pick.
You know, and you never know. Like maybe Ritter takes a step, and they get excited about him. And
Maybe
still
Josh
draft.
Rosen takes a step. Maybe
Yeah.
Felipe Franks takes a
Good
step.
luck with Josh Rosen.
Oh, Rosen, I forgot about him.
Yeah.
All right, moving on down. Drake London. Top breakout candidate is undoubtedly Drake London.
This one I'm super intrigued with.
Yeah,
Like,
me too. Me too. Unlike the previous two rookies who aren't guaranteed a starting role, London will certainly be a starting receiver on this offense. He may not get as many targets as your typical wide receiver one due to Kyle Pitts' presence, but he will get enough, and I'm telling you now, to potentially eclipse 1,000 yards this season.
okay, so let's talk about Drake London really quickly here.
Sure.
So his highest average draft, the best possible, is 54 overall, which would land him in the 4th round, basically. The worst is about 261, so that gives you a big variance pool right there. He's either going super high as like the late 4th, early 5th, and sometimes he's falling into like the 10th round. I think somewhere in the middle he'll settle. I think he'll be going in the 6th or 7th round
I can see
in
that.
drafts this
Yep,
year.
yep.
Do you feel comfortable taking, a rookie wide receiver that early?
Absolutely. I mean, I wanted Jamar Chase last year. I
Mhm.
wanted him. And I kept opening my big mouth. I was sitting next to my brother-in-law who was picking me for me and scooped him out of my sights. And then Rudd, once again, scooped him out as well, too. I feel like this is a Jamar Chase type of
I agree.
candidate.
I agree.
Type.
He reminds me of Brandon Marshall.
But the only thing I'm nervous about, as we have already talked about, is the QB.
Yeah.
So that's the only issue which I think may falter his production. But I definitely think this is somebody that you want to draft in the 5th or 6th round.
What
for
it'll
sure.
do usually when you have a crappy QB is you usually don't get as many touchdowns, but you do get the yardage and the looks. You still get
Yep.
the targets. So it's going to be
Really
interesting to
great
see what
flex.
he does. Yeah,
Maybe a
I
really
could-
great flex.
Well, if he's really worth a 6th round draft pick, he's a wide receiver 2. Keep that in
Okay.
mind. So,
Yeah. All right.
so I think he has wide receiver 2 appeal, but I think he settles somewhere in the wide receiver 3 territory with weekly flex play. Wombats.
Just so we're all clear on full disclosure, he is coming off a knee injury that sidelined him all of last year.
They said that there's like an injury that sidelined him.
Knee injury.
Knee injury, yeah.
Okay, I gotta speak up. I'm getting old.
Knee injury that sidelined him. He did not play at all last year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I just be aware.
I mean, I'm willing. I'm
But he
willing
was
to roll
good enough
dice,
to still go in the top 12. So
for sure.
just
He's a
imagine.
And-
potential. That's all based on potential. Trash again.
You don't like him either?
I don't like it. I didn't like the
what?
first
He
two.
doesn't like any guys on his team.
You know why? He's bitter. He's bitter.
No, because
about-
it's an easy stance. It's the Colin Cowherd school of takes. You start hating a player, and then you come into like saying, "Oh, I actually
Aw,
like him now."
I liked him.
So
I
you
was
started a
wrong.
negative position, and then you
Mm.
move to a positive.
I like that.
understand, but you have Mike Evans reincarnated on your team, so be happy.
Yeah,
'Cause
like
that's
honestly,
fantastic.
and not only that, like when you see this coming out of the draft, that he's like literally is gonna be a wide receiver one, Like,
Dude,
coming in legit, gonna be the guy.
Potentially be a top 10 receiver in
Yeah.
the league.
Like
it's
okay,
there.
I will roll the dice on him because hey, why not?
Yeah.
That's what makes fantasy fun, and I can't wait to draft him and shit all over you one bet one.
All right, let's keep it going.
Moving over to the See, get used to this. It's gonna be so much fun this year. Oh, I can't wait. Okay, so the Panthers, right? I was gonna talk about Matt Corral, but I'm not because they just signed Baker Mayfield. I don't see anything crazy go on here. We're gonna move to the Saints. Chris Olave.
Olave.
Olave. Yep.
Close enough. All right. So, I would say snag him. I think once again he's a 5th, 6th round. The only question I really have is Winston.
Yep.
I almost
Jameis
said
Winston.
Watson.
Yep.
Okay. You getting him the ball, right? Because he's over with the picks and stuff like that. But I would still draft him. I would 5th or 6th round, maybe even 7th if you're whatever.
Really quick, Chris Olave is super talented. I don't think he's going to
Until we
be
go
a difference maker just because of Jameis Winston. Not this year, at least. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does, but he's super fast, great route runner, great hands. Late round flyer.
So you agree you draft
Late round
him
flyer.
5th or 6th?
Late round flyer.
Okay, cool. So
I like
everything
Chris
said-
Olave, that's why.
Okay, great. Everything I just said.
I can't wait for you to pronounce his next name.
Richard White.
Not even close.
Richard White.
Not. Oh, we're getting a little closer.
Rashad White.
There it is.
Rashad.
There it is.
Rashad.
So Rashad White, running back for the.
Bucks.
Yeah. So I saw a video.
Buccaneers.
I saw a video of Leonard Fournette running, and he looked kind of heavy. So I think he was out of shape, and that's probably one of the reasons why the Bucks decided to go to running back and draft a running back.
I think they did it as well too, is because this guy can catch the ball.
He's
like
he's
more-
explosive, dude. He's
like
freak athlete.
for PPR formats, I would definitely snag him. Throw him in your flex or throw him as a handcuff for sure. He's an explosive playmaker. He gets the ball in the space and he makes defenders miss. And we know Tom Brady likes this type of player, right? We've seen it before on the Patriots. We could go through the list, but I don't want to because we got to go faster. But yeah, I think he's going to pick up where Ronald Jones and Keyshawn Vague and Gionel Bernard have struggled. So I think he's going to take the workload off of Leonard Fournette's shoulders, and he's going to be one of those guys that you're going to really hope you have on your roster.
Yeah, I think he supplants Leonard Fournette by year's end.
Yeah,
I really
for
do.
sure.
Really do.
For sure. So PPR format, a must. I would definitely draft him.
He's going between the 10th round and later. So.
Yeah. Okay. So tight end, Cade Otton. Otton? Okay.
Cotton. Yeah, there isn't really much to say here about Cade. Just a name.
Yeah, just a name. Obviously with Gronk out of the picture, he may be the one that would honestly get the looks, but you still dealing with Cameron Brate, so I don't know how that's really going to shake out.
I feel like Cameron Bates been in the NFL for like 15 years.
I know. That's
dude.
why I was like, all right, I'm going
He's
to throw him
been in
on
the
there.
league
I'm going to throw him on the
forever.
list. Like, why the heck not? So I think he impacts right away because he's not just blocking.
Mhm.
He's actually catching the ball as well, too, unlike Ko Keft. Keith?
I'm so glad you got the hardest names. Mine are so easy.
Yeah, no, I hate you.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's just really known as a blocker, and
Okay.
that's it.
That's cool.
And now going to the NFC North, we have
North.
your Chicago Bears. Really? No production there?
Nope, nothing.
Awesome. There went your Christmas card. All right.
They start winning, we play.
Okay, that's fair.
Anyways, so
Oh wait, I've got something
Dallas
for I've got
Jones Jr.
I've got something
I
for
think
your
has
boy right here,
tremendous
too.
value.
Okay.
I think he's definitely gonna. I mean, that's the biggest question is on the Bears is who's their wide receiver one, right?
Let's start now.
It is, but it's still a question nationwide.
Yeah.
What to say today, right? So I feel like he's going to be a really great fit. However, I think he's going to be more of a return kicker kind of guy.
Okay.
We'll see if he kind of steps up because he's still going against Byron Pringle, and Darnell Mooney. So, I think he's wide receiver 3.
Yeah, I think they're gonna try to use him like San Fran used Deebo Samuel. Everyone is looking for
good call.
Deebo Samuel. It's
Like
a
a
copycat
gadget.
league, guys.
Yeah.
When the Wildcat was blowing up in Miami, everybody tried using it. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing. I think they're gonna use Velus in a bunch of different packages. It's all about how much he can soak up. Just watch Game 3 of the preseason, and you'll kind of know what to expect out of Velus. But he could definitely be a contributor and somebody that you could take late.
He's fast.
Yeah, probably in the 11th
Real
or 12th
fast.
round, and could pay dividends later on in the year.
And not only that, like there's been rumors that he's like Devin Hester. I won't go that far.
Okay.
Never.
He was the best return man in the in college
Did I say
football.
it?
So
yes.
yeah.
One bat one.
We do have a X-bomb / blow the whistle bet on this. There will be a naked Peter Griffin if he catches 1,000 yards this year.
absolutely.
Between who?
Me and Andrew.
Who's betting what? Because I don't think he comes close to 1,000.
Neither does Andrew. Andrew
Okay.
doesn't think, but
You
if
think he does?
but if he does, this was just me being a smart ass because I think he's better than what Andrew thinks he's going to be.
Okay.
Andrew hates him.
I don't hate him.
Andrew
hate him.
absolutely hates him.
I think 700
thought it was-
yards. is
Thought it
totally-
was a horrible draft pick.
Yeah,
I
no.
think it's a great draft pick. I think it's a great pick.
Yeah, I agree.
I would
But-
say it's a good pick. I wouldn't go.
I would say great. Here's why I would say great. Because
Okay.
he's going to be our return man. Sorry, our Bears fan here. Our return man. He'll
Okay.
play running back a bit, and
Okay.
he'll be receiver. So, I mean, if he does all that, you basically got 3 different players in the body of one. We'll see what he does. It's going to be
Yeah,
interesting.
but remember Devin Hester? They tried moving him to
That's
wide
different, though,
receiver.
because Devin was never a wide receiver.
Devin
And
was
he didn't
never
know
a
routes.
natural
He
wide
sucked.
receiver. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
exactly.
different.
But yeah, if he does happen to get 1,000 yards, crazier
Yeah.
things have happened in the
true.
NFL. It is. We got a naked Peter Griffin running the halls at IMS.
I would love to not see that, but love to know about
Yeah,
that
maybe
happening.
I'll watch the blurred
It's not gonna happen.
video.
I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not gonna. This guy's been dropping balls in practice all day, from what I've been hearing. Every now and then he goes for a long pass. It's like, oh, really nice, and then he drops an easy one in practice right now. So, look, as a special teamer, that's great, but I'd rather get him in the 5th round where his value is a lot better as a return man, because in the 3rd round you're expecting high value product as a wide receiver.
Fair.
And I don't see that. This guy's not a good natural catcher of the football. He's really good as a return man. That's nice. But unless you're getting Devin Hester 2.0, I'm not taking anything like that in the 3rd or the 2nd round. I'd rather take him in the 5th or the 6th, and there's less of a gamble, more of a reward.
Yeah, I don't think you'll get a lot of deep routes out of
When
him.
you're talking rounds, are you talking NFL or are you talking fantasy? Just to clarify.
I'm talking for both. For
Okay.
both in this sense. I just
Okay.
don't even as a fantasy player, I don't think he's going to produce. I'll tell you this. I was a little low on that kid Tristan Ebner, the running back from Baylor. I think
Oh.
there's a chance that he could actually be something now. Because he's
Okay.
showing a lot in practice.
So that brings up a good point. So that's one thing that I would recommend to everyone out there is pay attention to the camp news, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to read between the lines. Like they're all gonna say, "Oh, it's been going great," blah 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 blah.
And it's a lot of work to do it. You're not going to just follow a bunch of beat reporters.
Yeah.
But you can jump on a app that we always push. Jump on Sleeper app,
Yes.
and Sleeper app will push notifications for any kind of like really interesting news or any training camp stories
Yeah.
of players who are really flashing. So if you want something like that, download the Sleeper app. It's fantastic. We're not sponsored by them at all, but we love the app because it helps us tremendously.
For sure, for sure. So moving on to the Packers, Christian Watson.
This is a guy that we both talked about.
I love this guy.
Yeah.
I really do. Of course, the Packers got him.
Yep.
Of course they did.
Yep.
I think he's going to make a huge impact. I think his ceiling is ridiculously high, especially with the draft class. And nonetheless, his quarterback is Aaron Rodgers. We've seen it before. Aaron Rodgers makes no names good, and this kid is good. The only thing I would say that kind of dings him is that he's coming from North Dakota State, which is like a D3 school.
So here's the thing on him.
So-
Freak athlete, huge, can high point a ball, does not have good hands, but he's fast. So here's the thing: when Aaron Rodgers is your quarterback, if you fumble a few times, or don't catch a ball, or you're not in the right place, you're out of there quick.
Yeah, for sure.
But if he shows anything, this guy has an opportunity to finish as the number 1 rookie wide receiver in fantasy. He has that ability. So we'll see what happens. I'm not sure exactly where I'd want to draft him, just because where he could be so volatile. He could either be really good and finish as a wide receiver 2, or he could be an afterthought this year. He will definitely be a factor in fantasy at some point. What happens, though, is going to be contingent on whether Aaron Rodgers likes him or not.
Exactly. Oh, good point. I mean, I think if you miss the boat on drafting a wide receiver in your draft, like let's say you go, running back heavy, and then all of a sudden it's him and who else could it be?
Let's say you get one good wide receiver, and then you need a solid second one somewhere that could do something with upside. Christian Watson's a nice
Go
name.
for him.
Yeah,
for sure.
I would probably say, I don't know, 12th round, somewhere in there, 11th round.
Yeah, like once again, we're saying these names. That doesn't mean this is first round or second round.
No, not
picks.
at all.
We're talking like late rounds, maybe not even drafting at all and grabbing them on the
Average
waiver.
ADP right now is 132, so that puts him at about the 12th round, basically.
Yeah, so towards the end when you're on beer number 7.
Yep.
Romeo Dubs?
Dubes.
I like the Dubes.
I don't think he'll be a factor.
Yeah, me either. I mean, I find it interesting because obviously right now the Packers are hurting at wide receiver, so it's really easy to make a case like, oh, this is your guy, that could be your guy. Oh, it's Aaron Rodgers, blah, 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 blah. But I think you make a valid point. Depends on who Aaron likes
Correct.
the most.
With you.
Cool. Moving on to Minnesota Vikings. No one. Or literally
Yeah, no one of note. Nothing. Yeah.
Wombat. 1, 2.
Actually, sorry not to actually, you guys. So actually, the Vikings do have 2 draft picks that are actually guys, and I'll point them out to you. So we have Ty Chandler from North Carolina, running back, which just for me, and then obviously for you guys too to explain. I mean, he's gonna probably be the backup, I think, at this point, or third string. But I think, look, Dalvin Cook's been hurt sometimes, right?
True.
This is a guy that's very versatile. I think he could come in and maybe be something. So not draftable, but like towards the back end of the season,
Handcuff.
you need a guy.
Yeah, nice
I think
handcuff.
he's a guy that you can certainly look to pick up, especially if you need somebody. And then the other one is I'm gonna make sure I get this name right. Jalen Naylor from
You got it
Michigan
right.
State.
Yep, you got it right.
So he's I look. They need another wide receiver. I know they got KJ Osborne, but I think I got a bad feeling that Adam Thielen's gonna be like having some injury issues. This kid's pretty solid. He's a nice red zone piece. Like in the 20 yards, he works. So I would say these are 2 guys at least for Minnesota. If you're looking for fantasy guys, you don't have to draft them, but at some point keep them in mind towards the back end of the season.
Maybe star him. You know that
Yeah.
little star on
Yes.
Yahoo? So
Yes.
you're just like, yeah, I'm going to grab him now.
Yeah, I like
good
both
point.
names.
I really do like
just
those points.
just looking at these 2 names. I haven't really been on Jalen Naylor too much. I'm familiar with them. And then you said Ty Washington. Is that right? Ty Chandler.
I heard that,
So Ty
yeah.
Chandler. Both of these players going undrafted as of right now, but that could change when training camp breaks and we see how that plays out.
Oh, for sure.
All right, cool. We jump over to the Lions. DL, another name I'm very excited about. Another name that could finish as the number 1 rookie wide receiver.
Not this year, though. Jamison Williams. He did tear his ACL in January, and he really hasn't been a part of spring practices. And I think due to safety measures, right? I think this is a solid wide receiver. I just wouldn't really, unless you're in a keeper league, maybe like grab him. But this year, I wouldn't be, I would be shocked if he gets enough games in to be relevant. That's the way
Do
I'll
we
put
have
it.
an expected time frame of when he's
No.
coming back?
Mm-mm.
Does anyone know?
At this time, it's unclear when Williams will be able to get on the field, but when he gets healthy and is up to game speed, he'll be a potential to take over the offense to another level.
I've heard he's at 75% right now.
Yeah, they're saying he won't be ready for training camp, but these NFL players are pretty tough guys. I could see him finding a way to play in the first, sometime in the first 4 games and getting in there.
See, I would see him more later on. I don't think he's going to play the first 4 games, but maybe like after week 5, week 6, you're
Okay.
going to see him sprinkled in and then kind of go from there.
He's insanely fast, super talented.
I think he's huge. I wanted the
He's-
Bears to draft
yeah,
him.
yeah.
I really did. I was like, yeah, go for it. I mean, yeah, he fell. So, all right. Moving on to the NFC West. We got the Cardinals, Trey McBride.
Interesting name.
Yeah. I don't know. Hard pass, really. He may be a backup.
Yep.
Because Zach Ertz has that position. I don't really see
But if Ertz gets hurt, Trey
Ertz
McBride.
gets hurt.
Yeah, Trey McBride's a name to keep in mind.
Yeah.
Wombats?
I'm going to say I think this was absolutely a great pick for them.
Yeah.
Because he's a tight end that can actually stretch the field.
Yep.
He can play like a slot. Basically, he's like a Greg Olsen type of guy. Put him
Yeah.
in the slot and he can work out. So I don't know if he's going to give you giant fantasy points right off the bat, but like you said, if Ertz gets hurt again, this
He's the
guy
guy.
steps in easily.
Yep.
Oh, for
Easily.
sure, and maybe even take over the role.
Maybe.
Good point. Maybe.
But Ertz is pretty damn good. He looked really good last year with him.
Yeah, and I think like maybe keeper league.
Yeah, nice keeper name.
Okay. Going to the Rams. I mean, I put down Kyren Williams. But really, I mean, I think he's going to be like the 4th or 5th on that depth chart. I really don't see him getting in there unless, you got Cam Akers getting hurt and Henderson Jr. getting hurt, the top 2 guys. But, you have Xavier Jones and Jake Funk are favorites of the coach's staff. So
Yep.
he'd really have to turn some heads to leapfrog those guys.
Jump over to the 49ers DL. Running back, Ty Davis Price. What do you think?
I mean, I like him because of his durability, right? I think that was a big missing piece last year with Mitchell and with Wilson Jr. or Jeff Wilson Jr. So I do like him. I think he does complement Trey Simeon. So I think, I like him. I would probably get him towards maybe 12th round. I think a lot of people are going to be gunning for the 49ers running back. Yes, one by one.
All right, first off, it's Trey Sermon. I don't know who Trey Simeon is.
Yeah, you're right.
The running back's name is Trey Sermon.
He looked awful last year, dude. Trey Sermon looked awful.
Oh yeah,
last
why
year.
you
Yeah.
jumping mine? Who cares?
well,
No one knows about him. Who gives a shit?
Well, no, I'm just saying.
Why?
man,
Why?
you screwed up his
what's
name,
the
you know.
point?
So
What? We doing this already? It's our
First episode back. We're already
Season
starting this.
2.
Let's
You trying
go.
to get me hot and bothered.
We're in
I like
mid-season
this.
form.
I like this kid a lot. He's pretty sturdy. He doesn't get injured a lot. He's going to be a great goal line back. I don't know if they're really going to hang on to Trey Sermon much longer, though. I think with Elijah Mitchell's, coming up, I think this guy's going to be that hammer back. So,
I like him.
I don't
think he's gonna be good.
Debo, I don't think they're. I don't think they're going to run Debo that much because he
No,
doesn't
but
want to be a running back.
I don't think this kid is anything special. He didn't really finish too high in percentiles in speed, strength, anything like that. All he really is a really good cut and go guy. Is going to be, I don't know what's going to happen with him. I'm not super high on him. Average ADP right now is 189, so he's going in about the 16th round.
Yeah, 49ers running back. I like the concept. We know what can happen there, and then like I said, with Mitchell and Wilson getting hurt, this guy might be a really good grab at like a handcuff or what have you. Moving on to Danny Gray. The only thing I really like about him that I think makes him stand out is just having that deep game, right? So getting balls really deep. Passing
Nice
deep.
job, man.
Deep passing game.
Well played, bro.
Yeah, deep. Top deep threat.
Jeez, bro. Where's
That's
your
what I'm
mind
saying.
at? Get out of the gutter, bro.
My mind is
Get
moving on
out
to the
of the
Seahawks.
gutter.
So any thoughts on Gray before I move on?
No.
Okay, cool. Seahawks. Ken Walker the third, right?
A name I love.
I do. I love this a lot, and I think it was kind of a stretch when Seattle did draft him,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's that much of a stretch because Chris Carson, we don't know. Like, is he going to be cleared with his
Dude,
neck surgery?
Honestly, Chris,
I would be nervous
if-
to even draft.
if you're watching me, Chris, if you're listening, man, you've had a great career, man.
You did.
Had a great
Yep.
career. There's no shame in retiring
Mm-mm.
whatsoever, man. You have a neck injury, bro. It's like, dude, that's so scary, man. You can
Yeah.
be paralyzed on the wrong
Seriously.
hit, and
And
you know-
he had surgery on it.
shout out to him for being tough as nails and
Yeah.
still wanting to go out there and play. A really talented running back, but I think it's time to hang those cleats. I really do. Ken Walker's fantastic. I think he has a chance to finish as the number 1 rookie running back in fantasy. Rookie running back in fantasy.
Oh, I'm
really,
sorry.
really do.
I mean, still, that's pretty
super
high.
talented.
That's pretty high in him.
I'm not really high on Seattle, to be honest with you.
No, me neither.
Now that Russ is gone, it's going to
Yeah.
be, it's going to be kind of ugly some games. And when you're playing from behind, you're not going to be running the ball a ton. But Walker can catch the ball really well.
Yeah.
So playing from behind, little dump passes, getting a lot of
PPR.
those trash points. I could definitely see him accumulating a bunch of those. Definitely a guy that's going to be interesting to see how he shakes out. Ken Walker, very, very interested in seeing his ADP right now. The best, he's gone as high as 26 overall, dude. Think about that. 26 overall. It's like late second, early third round.
Dang.
Yeah. Average ADP right now is 90 though, so there's a lot of variance there.
For
So
sure.
at 90 he's
Mhm.
going like late 7th, early 8th round. But just to show you how super talented he is.
And I think also too, I mean, Seattle is known for their running back, so I think that's gonna add to him getting picked up as well too. And like you said, a lot of people are like, oh, they're gonna be playing behind, so they're gonna throw. But a lot of people may be like, well, this quarterback sucks, so maybe they'll run the ball more. So
They
I
will,
agree.
yeah. I mean, with Drew Lock at the helm or
Mhm.
Gino, it's probably Drew. They're gonna run the ball a ton.
A lot.
They just have to.
Yeah, because they're not gonna get far. Anyways, they did actually draft 2 wide receivers, and I put them together because why? Meh. Just Bo Melton, Drake Young.
I like Bo. I think he's super talented, but I don't think he really makes an impact.
Yeah,
this
I
year.
mean, you
not
got-
with those quarterbacks.
Not with DK.
Yeah, and Lockett.
Tyler Lockett. I mean, hopefully DK comes to the Bears. That'd be great, but just not his year. So, I am done with the NFC. We're gonna go over to the AFC with JC.
Finally, thank
who
God.
won't butcher names.
Only an hour into the show.
Sorry,
and
dude.
It's my turn.
Deep
Cool.
dive.
I'm gonna fly through these. So for the AFC, here are the rookies of note. We'll start in the AFC North for the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals went really defense heavy. There isn't anybody to really talk about offensively to bring up fantasy wise. We jump over to Pittsburgh, a city that I love visiting. They did draft Kenny Pickett in the
Little
first round,
hands.
the 20th. Yeah, the 20th overall. He is known for having little hands. I think it's going to be Mitch's show until it's not. Basically, if he falters at any point in time, it'll be the
Oh.
Kenny Pickett show.
So you think
I think
he's gonna be
True
them out.
will get a chance.
Okay.
And honestly, I think Trubisky might surprise some people. I
I do
really,
too.
really do. And I'm pulling for the kid. I really am. I think honestly, Trubisky is more talented than Pickett. I just don't think he has as strong of an arm. I really do. You guys can laugh. But I think Trubisky's pretty talented. I think
Yeah.
the fact that Matt Nagy's out of here, the fact,
him on Atlanta,
he
so.
was in a Pro Bowl. So I think the fact that Nagy's out of here, and you've kind of seen the way he's handled, Justin Fields, and the way he didn't change or alter his playbook to him. I remember there was a game against Cleveland where Justin was pissed off, and you could see him mouthing on the sideline, like, "What are we doing? Like, what are these plays that you're
Yeah.
calling?"
Honestly.
So I really think that finally with a good coach, True could be better. But Pickett will be a name to put down in dynasty boards. He could be the quarterback of the future for them. But we'll see what happens. Wombat,
I think Pickett starts game 1. There's no way that
you want to make a show bet?
Listen, here's the thing.
no. Do
You
you want to
real-
make a
Show bet or not?
Let me give my analysis, and then I'll let you know. Pittsburgh, he played at Pitt. There's no way that fan base doesn't let him start. And I think I'm not saying he's head and shoulders above better than Trubisky, but I think he's better than Trubisky by a slim margin, and he gets to start week 1. Yeah, show bet.
Show bet? All right, so sub bet. Are we writing these down? We got to write these down.
You know what? I'm in on this. I'm gonna bet a 6-pack that Trubisky starts
Yeah, same.
over him.
Same.
I don't care that.
Same.
All right.
He went to Pitt. Okay, cool. I see where you're going at. I see that he's
Mike
familiar.
Tomlin is the head coach,
Yeah,
dude. There's
and-
no way he starts. Like Mike Tomlin's gonna say no. True starts. Kid,
And then
take the
yeah.
take the clipport.
That's the way I look at it.
That's how it works.
And I understand why Pittsburgh's going all like, oh no, it's going to be him. But I think Trubisky has the job. And I think, maybe halfway through the year they may switch, but
Yeah.
I think it's Trubisky.
Yeah.
So I bet you 1 6-pack, Wombat 1 Dave, double D.
You got it.
I want-
Done.
Yeah. I want craft beer. I want.
We'll split it 3 and 3. 'cause
Coors Light.
it was my bet initially, but we'll split the 6-pack 3 and 3.
Okay.
right, cool.
Fair enough.
All right, cool. So we go to the next player.
craft
George
beer.
Pickens is a guy that the
Like.
Bears really, really wanted, and
Yep.
the Pittsburgh Steelers drafted in the second round, 52nd overall.
Mhm.
Pickens, as long as he can stay out of fights, honestly, in practice and in games, he will make an impact. I just feel like Pittsburgh develops the receivers as good as any team in the entire NFL.
For sure.
They just always get a guy who has a skill, and then they just stretch that out they get every last drop out of every player that they have.
Mhm.
So I could definitely see George Pickens being a impact player. I say it's probably low end flex appeal. Nothing special, nothing crazy, but in the future, I think Pickens has the ability to be, a wide receiver 2, going on low end wide receiver 1. He's that talented. He's a freak.
There's a lot of mouths to feed in Pittsburgh.
Tons
too.
of mouths to feed.
Lots
But
of
not for
mouths.
long. Not for long. Deontay Johnson is going to be a free agent at the end of the year, and I could
Oh.
definitely see Pickens being the insurance policy to
like
having
that.
not given him the money. Next wide receiver is Calvin Austin III. Just a name, winning the 4th round, 138th overall. He's really small, really fast. Just reminds me of like a guy like James Washington, like James Washington clone.
Oh, for
So
sure.
Calvin Austin probably won't get any tick, but just a name to keep on your radars. We jump over to Cleveland, where wide receiver David Bell was drafted in the 3rd round, 99th overall by the Browns. Real quick, opportunity is king, okay? And because opportunity is king, all that Cleveland has at the wide receiving core is Amari Cooper. That's it. That's all I got. And because of that, I can definitely see David Bell, who isn't super fast, isn't super explosive, just runs routes really well and has great hands. I could definitely see David Bell becoming a factor and, helping you in the fantasy playoffs later on in the year. So keep an eye on David Bell. Definitely a guy I would probably draft. I really would. I'd take a flyer, especially in deep leagues, especially in those 12-man leagues. We jump over to Baltimore, where tight end Charlie Kolar was drafted. He was drafted in the 4th round. He went 128th overall. Again, he's just insurance for Mark Andrews. Nothing special. Probably a guy I do not draft. Okay. We jump over to Buffalo in the AFC East. The Buffalo Bills drafted running back James Cook. He went in the 2nd round, 63rd overall. DL, James Cook is a running back that I really like. Has the opportunity to finish as the number 1 rookie running back. I don't think he will because the touchdowns are key here. And I really think Josh Allen's going to take a ton of touchdown touches away from any running back they have on the roster. So James Cook's a guy to put on your radar. He has to beat out Devin Singletary and Duke Johnson, but I think he's talented enough to do it come year's end. So keep an eye on James Cook. We jump over to the New England Patriots. DL, they drafted wide receiver Tyquan Thornton in the 2nd round, 50th
So glad
overall.
you had to say that one.
Yeah, it's cool. No worries. He's a speed demon. They don't have an alpha number 1 receiver. I could see him becoming the new wide receiver 1 of their future. They just don't lock on to one receiver enough to warrant, any kind of draft. He's just going to be a guy.
Especially with the Patriots.
Yeah.
I haven't been ever excited about any wide receiver from the Patriots besides the big names that we all
Wes
know
Welker
and love.
and stuff like that. When Randy was playing there, he'll probably an end-of-season waiver wire claim, one of those kind of guys. Nothing crazy. We jump over to Miami. Miami did not draft anyone of note.
Because they got everyone, spent all
They
their
got
money.
everyone. They bought everybody they possibly could. This one's going to be super interesting, DL. The Jets. The first name I will mention is wide receiver Garrett Wilson, who went in the 1st round, 10th overall. Garrett Wilson has sky-high potential. Okay?
Oh, for sure.
He has the potential to be the number 1 wide receiver rookie in this class. In general. Okay? He has to supplant Corey Davis, who's always hurt, and he could do that and become the wide receiver 2 on that team. I just don't think he's as talented as Elijah Moore. I really don't. And I think Elijah Moore has a great rapport with Wilson.
And that's the thing. Once again, they have a huge receiving core. They're going to lean on, the vets. Yeah. I don't feel like
they've improved their offense tremendously. That offensive line has improved tremendously. I definitely see them pushing to become more of an offensive team, throwing the ball 35, 40 times a game, which is probably what they'll do. I'm going to be really interested to see what Garrett Wilson does. But Garrett Wilson, probably a guy that's going to go in the 6th, 7th, 8th round.
Oh, for sure.
Okay?
For sure.
We jump over to running back Breece Hall, DL, the consensus number 1 running back, rookie running back in fantasy. He went in the 2nd round, 36 overall. I think he's going to be a stud. He's got to beat out Michael Carter, but I don't think he'll need to beat out Michael Carter. I think they'll just switch roles.
Yep.
Kind of like Joe Mixon and Gio Bernard back in the day. I think Breece Hall has the opportunity to finish as a top 15 running back overall.
So are you going to – the thing that gets me kind of caught up on him and what you just said right there is, is he worth draft?
100%.
Okay.
He's gone as high as number 9 overall.
I believe it, but it's just
in a draft.
9. What I hate is that committee running back, which most teams at this point are, right? Let's be honest. We don't really see that one go-to guy. That would be my only hesitation, but yeah, I'm absolutely going to be drafting him.
He's going to go in the 3rd round of drafts. Just
Whoa.
watch. In the 3rd round of drafts. Just watch. Right. We jump over to the AFC South. The Tennessee Titans. The wide receiver Treylon Burks was the 1st round pick at 18th overall. He has a chance to be the number 1 rookie wide receiver as well. Super crazy big, super fast. Can high point a ball. Only thing blocking him is that Bobby Trees is still there. He's there now. It's going to be interesting to see what happens there. But Burks projects to be a number 1 wide receiver, in his career. He's going to be a stud.
For sure.
Just absolute freak.
I mean,
Love
how
him.
long is Bobby Trees going to be there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's getting kind of on the other side.
And he's coming back
of the
from
hill.
an ACL injury, so it's going to be. I want to see what Ryan Tannehill does. Honestly,
I do. Yeah.
That's what it's going to be based on. QB Malik Willis probably doesn't have any fantasy appeal, just a name, but Malik Willis was drafted by them. We go to Indianapolis for the Colts. They drafted wide receiver Alec Pierce in the 2nd round. He was the 53rd overall pick. Alec Pierce was the guy I wanted the Bears to draft.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was a Cincinnati product, if I'm not mistaken, Alec Pierce. Freak athlete. he's got to work on his hands. But I could definitely see him being the wide receiver 2 for the Colts. Just a good name and somebody who will have some fantasy relevancy some weeks.
Agreed.
Go over to Houston.
Matt Ryan.
Yeah, exactly. Matt Ryan. He'll help tremendously.
For sure.
We go over to Houston. Wide receiver John Michie III. Just honestly a fantastic athlete. Another guy. The thing is, he tore his ACL in December, so he probably won't play. He might not play the entire season, but I think he'll get some looks late on in the year. Just a name to keep in the back of your head. A name that I do want you to keep, and you're going to have to draft, a sleeper, I think, is running back Dameon Pierce. He was drafted in the 4th round, 107th overall. Lovie Smith loves to run the ball.
He does.
Okay? He loves to run the
There's
ball.
no lie there.
His vision is poor. I watched some tape on him just to acclimate myself to who he is and what he can do. Don't think he has good vision. What he gets by on is that he's a bruiser. He's a big running back, and he just bowls people over. And he also makes people miss.
So he runs downhill.
Dude, he's really good. Really good running back. Just doesn't have the vision, and a team that doesn't have a good offensive line. He might struggle, but he's going to be worth drafting as one of those dart throw running backs.
For sure.
Jacksonville did not take anyone of note, so we'll skip the Jaguars. We'll jump over to the AFC West. I'll be quick here. The Kansas City Chiefs drafted Sky Moore in the second round.
Love.
Everyone loves Sky Moore because
He's the best.
well, not necessarily because of that, because he has elite quarterback throwing to him, and he plays in a high-powered offense.
Oh, yeah.
Only thing that sucks is that Juju is going to be there, kind of helping block. Then Travis Kelce is the lead wide receiver / tight end on that team. But honestly, Sky Moore is uber talented. A name that I didn't include in my list, but I want to put on radars, and I know the Wombats probably know really well. Justin Ross went undrafted. Love Justin Ross. I think he's crazy talented. I think he's as talented as Sky Moore. I freaking do. I love Justin Ross, and I could see him becoming the second or third receiver on that team.
I just have to say I'm so glad you brought up Justin Ross.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. This is one of those guys. I know DJ right now hasn't been doing well at Clemson. This is the kid that was the star in that national championship for when Clemson won it with Trevor Lawrence.
Yep.
This is the guy that should have been probably a top 5 pick had it not been for an unfortunate disease disease that he had, which is the kind of concern. Like, he could really seriously be injured, or spinal injury. He had a spinal injury. So if he gets hurt, like, that could be really serious. So it's like a one-hit kind of thing where it could be serious. I wanted the Bears to draft him in the late round at the 7th overall with that 7th round pick instead of that stupid punter. Because this guy's 6'4", 210, runs a 4.45 40-yard dash.
I agree.
The perfect weapon for a Patrick Mahomes. Could have been the perfect weapon for Justin Fields, I think.
Yep.
So I'm really high on this guy, too. I'm
Me
glad
too.
you brought him up, JC.
Me too. He's the only thing is he always gets hurt, honestly, and he had a spinal fusion. He's really young, so that's the fear. But he suffered a broken foot before in the past, too. But I think he's a freak athlete. I honestly...
But I would take him
healthy,
over a punter. I agree with that,
I
for
think
sure.
He's uber talented. Justin Ross, keep him on your radars. Late round flyer, a guy who could pan out dividends. We'll jump over to the Raiders. They didn't draft anybody of note. For the Chargers, they took running back Isaiah Spiller, 4th round, 123rd overall. Let's make it clear. Austin Eckler is the guy. Spiller is just going to be a guy that spells him a bit. Justin Jackson couldn't really take on that role. He wasn't effective enough to keep that role. I think Spiller becomes that guy. He will have some flex appeal, and he will also have some appeal in PPR leagues primarily. So keep that in mind.
I like it a lot.
He'll immediately be the second running back on that team. So the Broncos took nobody of note either. DL, we got to wrap it up. We're running out of time, but we'll jump really quickly to our mailbag.
Okay.
Our voicemail bag. And as always, guys, send us those mailbag questions, whether it's email,
call
me, voicemail. We love hearing your ugly voices, and some are beautiful. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, send us those. Our first question comes via email from twinsteamtimmy@gmail.com. He says, boys, who are your top 5 rookies this year to draft? Yeah, I'll go first.
Yeah, I was going to say.
All right, cool. No worries. Glad you asked. In no specific order, but in a specific order, my number 1 rookie player is Breece Hall, running back Breece Hall. I just think he's going to be that dude, and he'll probably finish as a top 10 running back.
I agree with that
overall.
One. If any of you agree, he was my number 1 as well, too. Go ahead.
Number 2 for me is Drake London, who we talked about a bit earlier. Number 3 is Treylon Burks. Number 4 is Garrett Wilson. Number 5 is Jamison Williams. Even though you're saying he's going to miss a good chunk of the season, I still have him really high. Really do.
I mean, I think I hope I'm wrong because I agree. I think he's a really great pick, and I think the Bears missed that one too.
And my little extra is Sky Moore.
Yep. Well, extra on side. So as I mentioned, for my top 5, I agree with you for number 1 with Breece Hall. I really like Christian Watson. I liked him. I was just hoping the Bears were going to draft him, so I did a deep dive on him. I think he's going to be something to marvel over. Chris Haviland. Oh,
Bro, Olave, bro.
Olave,
What's
Olave.
going on with you?
It's the LN that throws me out. Yeah,
Okay.
that's who I want.
There's no
Okay.
I in there. Olave.
Oh, so I just missed.
You
Okay.
just
I
misspelled
just
the whole way.
misspelled it.
That's
All
all
right. So and also Sky Moore and Cade Oten. I really feel like he's gonna be the guy for the Bucks. I really do.
We did get some listener comment real quick. Mark
Oh,
B.
Lord.
Mark Bias says James Cook, sleeper of the year. That's what he says.
Oh, okay.
And then he
I
also
like
says
that. All right.
Jamison Williams will be the best wide receiver out of this class. Mark my words.
Wow.
Yep. And then Twins Timmy just commented.
I mean, hey, I agree.
I
I agree. If he can get to the field, I 100% agree on that.
I was gonna say I agree with your list, JC. The only thing was I would probably swap out Traylon Burks for probably Christian Watson.
Okay.
Maybe move him down, and I would say James Cook is probably like my number 3 player. I think he's gonna be the starter, and I think he's gonna be an impact player for the Bills. I really do.
Let's hope so, because their running game sucks.
Yeah, the
guys.
thing is, though, he's going to give a ton of touchdowns vultured away. That's my only thing that
Right.
I hate.
Well, I
Yeah.
think you think about it too, though. Like he's a really good two-way back,
Yeah.
right? So that's going to be an. I even think they could probably split him out wide, maybe put him in the slot potentially. There's a lot of versatility with
Yeah.
him in the game.
Yeah, 100%. I'm with you there. Our last question comes from Pavoni. He asks, how many rookies should I draft? Should I make them a priority? Theo?
That's a hard question because it really depends on how well you draft in the first 5 rounds,
Yeah.
right? I think that's the number one thing you have to look at. The ones that we've mentioned are like no-namers. They're kind of like a flyer.
Yep.
So it's either going to work really well in your favor or you're going to crash and burn and you're going to be watching that waiver wire all year long trying to make up for that mistake.
Yep.
If you're going to draft any of these rookies, I would wait until the fifth round and later on. And that's the way I would kind of play my cards, and really understanding where your weakest at. So if you're kind of weak at wide receiver, yeah, absolutely go after a few of these rookies in the later rounds, or vice versa. If you're, not doing great on running back, I would go in later rounds.
There's so many ways I could take this question and answer it
Sure.
differently. Look at your league settings. It's crazy, but that will make a difference,
Yep.
whether it's a PPR league or not. They don't really give rookies everything they can handle unless they were drafted in the first round.
Yep.
So they kind of ease them in little by little. I would say keep an eye out on the rookies and try to trade for them if you see them starting to play well. That way you didn't have to, mortgage your team's future in the draft by trying to reach for a guy early just because he's a hot name that no one has seen yet.
Mm-hmm.
I would also tell you in regards to rookies, if you have a lot of leagues like I do, try not to draft the same rookies or same players in general.
Yeah,
try
just
to
the
have
same players in general.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
try to have a pool of players. Because if you have the same 5 guys on every single team and those guys get hurt, you're screwed in all your leagues.
Or if they do
So,
bad,
yeah.
your whole Sunday's shot.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I lost every game.
Dude,
this
a lot
week.
of it
Yep.
goes into when your league drafts. If you guys
Yep.
draft really early before training camp,
Mm-mm.
then
Big mistake.
it's going to be a mistake. But also like you could take a lot more gambles on rookies because you haven't really
True.
seen what they do yet. And then once they play really well in training camp, trade them for real actual players because
Mhm.
you're going to sell high. So definitely draft some rookies, but don't get too crazy on it. Your whole team should not just be rookies. You're going to lose.
don't
You're
do
destined
that.
to fail if you do that.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
do that.
Well,
Okay.
that's it for today's episode. We're excited
Season 2.
for season 2 of
Episode 1.
yeah, exactly. What? Look at you. You want to finish this
No,
off?
no, no.
All right.
I'm sorry.
All right. All right, cool.
I get excited, y'all.
All right, cool. Well, that's it for season 2, or for season 2. Wow. For the first episode of season 2. Look at what you did to me. Look what you did to me.
I'm sorry.
Of the Fake Football Guys show. DL, it's been a fantastic episode. I can't wait to see how these rookies change the game and what they bring to the table.
Mhm.
Super excited for the Bears rookies. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. But remember, though, guys, to shoot your questions over, DL. If they have any questions on Twitter, where can they send those questions?
Tweet FFG.
And use what hashtag, DL?
Ask us FFG.
We like to answer as many questions as we possibly can.
Love it.
You can send those email questions. DL, where can your uncles send their email questions?
At askusffg@gmail.com.
And if someone wants to leave their lovely voicemail for us to answer a question for them, anything fantasy related or anything sports related, we'd love to answer it.
yeah, why not?
Yeah, any kind of question. You need relationship advice, we got you. Whatever you need. You need to know where to invest your money, we can help you with that too.
Bitcoin?
Yeah,
Bitcoin?
yeah, not Bitcoin, not Bitcoin.
Hey, I'll
How'd that
try.
work out for Trevor Lawrence? I think he lost like $16 million.
Well,
Yeah, but anyway, what phone number can they call and leave us that voicemail question? DL.
area code 708-655-4508.
That's it for today's episode. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for
Yes.
tuning in. Remember to
Yes.
like, share, and subscribe as always.
And
For
smash!
DL, for the Wombats. My name is JC. We'll catch you guys next time on another episode of The Fake Football Guys Show.
We out.